Hello students, welcome back to maths class. In this video, we will see question number 1 and 2 of class 8 of exercise 13.2. This chapter is completely based on the topic direct and inverse proportion. Its introduction we seen in the first video. So let's begin the exercise. Its question number first is, which of the following are in the inverse proportion? We have to identify in which condition inverse proportion is there. The very first is the number of workers on a job and the time to complete the job. So we have to identify inverse proportion. Inverse proportion means if first quantity is increasing, then the second quantity will decrease, and if the first quantity is increasing, then second quantity will, if first quantity is decreasing, then second quantity will increase. So the first one is the number of worker on a job. Okay, the first quantity is number of worker on the job and the time to complete the job. If more worker are doing the job, so less time is required, and if less worker is doing the job, so time will be high. So what is the proportion here? Here we have inverse proportion, because first quantity is directly inverse proportion to other one. One is the time taken for a journey and the distance traveled in a uniform speed. It means speed is same, but we have to measure time and distance. If time is more, if you are traveling more time, so you can travel more distance. Okay, if you travel more, then distance will be more, and if you are traveling for the less time, so you can cover the distance for the less. It means here we have the same, increase, decrease. So here we have the direct proportion. Okay, direct proportion. Now third one is the area of cultivated land. What we have? Area of land and the crop harvested. Okay, crop. If we have more area, huge area, so our harvested crop will be more, and if we have the area is less, so we harvest the crop as less. You can see when area is increased, so that the harvested crop is also increased, and when area is decreased, so that the harvested crop is also decreased. Same in both quantity going on. It means that here we have direct proportion. Okay, now the fourth one is the time taken for a fixed journey. Okay, the journey will be fixed. Okay, time taken for the fixed journey and the speed of the vehicle. What we have to measure? Time and speed, but the journey is constant. Okay, if you want to complete your journey fast, on that time you are traveling very fast. Okay, if you are taking long time, so your speed will be less. Okay, you can take one example. If you are late for the school, on that time you are traveling the distance with the high speed. When you are traveling anything with a high speed, on that time you are consuming less time, and when your speed is less, on that time is more, you are taking more time. Okay, so here we have inverse proportion. when you are going to school very fast, on that time time will be less, and its opposite when you are taking low, you are going school very low speed, on that time will be more. Now the fifth one is the population of country. Okay, population of the country and the area of land per person. Okay, area of land. So area is constant of any country. Area is constant of any country. So when population is increased, so for the livelihood of per person, the area will decrease. If 4 people can live in this area, when the population is increased, so area will be less. And when population is decreased, on that time area per person, the livelihood for the person is increase. Okay, so that here we have inverse proportion. Okay, now here we completed the first question of exercise 13.2. Second question, in a television game show, the prize money of rupees 1 lakh is to be divided equally amongst the winner. Okay, so rupees 1 lakh prize money is there. This 1 lakh is dividing into the number of winners as increasing or decreasing. Complete the following table and find whether the prize money given to an individual winner is directly or inversely proportional to the number of winners. We have to complete this table and we have to identify the prize money which is given to the each winner is directly proportionally or inversely proportionally to number of winners. Okay, so here we have number of winners and here we have price for each winner in rupees. We have 1 lakh rupees in the prize money. So when number of winner is 1, on that time the whole amount of the prize is given to that only one winner. When the number of winner is 2 person won the game, on that time prize money is distributed among them. If 1, so whole prize will taken from that one winner. When the number of winner is 2, on that time the prize is distributed. Half this person is take and half this person will take. So here, as the number of winner is increasing, so that the prize money is decreasing. Here we are going in the increasing, but here from 1 lakh to 50,000 we decreased. So what is happening here? Here the inversely proportion is in the table, so we can write here. So we can say, as the number of winners increasing, the prize money for each winner is decreasing. So that number of winners and the prize money for each winner are in inverse proportion. So we identified in this situation inverse proportion is there. Now we want to take the values of unknown. Okay, so here we seen the inverse proportion. It means the first quantity will be as x and second quantity will be y. Inverse proportion is means x into y will be constant. Okay, x into y will be constant. So in front of the x, the corresponding value of x, which is x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7, and the corresponding value of y is y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, y6 and y7. Now we want to take the values from y3 to y7, which can be taken from when we compare x1 into y1 with respect to x3 into y3. Okay, so firstly we are taking the value of y3 for y3. Okay, this y3 is measured with x1 into y1 is equal to x3 into y3. The value of x1 is 1 and the value of y1 is 1 lakh. Okay, now value of x3 is 4 and y3 as it is. This multiplicative 4 will go opposite side in the division. Okay, divides by 4 is equal to y3. When you divide 1 lakh by 4, 4 can reduce 125 times and 000 as it is. So 25,000 multiplied by 1, so that the y3 value will be 25,000. Okay, so here y3 will be 25,000. Same as it is, we will take the value for y4. y4 can also be compared with x1 into y1, x4 into y4. x1 is 1 and y1 is 1 lakh. x4 is 5 and y4 as it is. This multiplicative 5 will go opposite side in the division. Okay, here y4 as it is. 5 can reduce 120 times and 000 as it is, and 20,000 1 is 20,000. It means the value of y4 is 20,000 rupees, because price in the rupees. Now same we can take the value for y5. This can be also compared with x1 into y1 is equal to x5 into y5. x1 is 1 and y1 is 1 lakh. Now x5 is 8 and 8 will multiply by y5. This multiplicative 8 will go opposite side in the division. So 1 lakh will divide by 8 and y5. Now when you divide 8 by the table of 4, so 4 2s are 8 and 4 can reduce 125 times and 000 as it is. Now this 25,000 can also be reduced by 2, so 2 1 is 2. Okay, 2 1 is 2. This 5 will reduce 2 times and the remaining one will go near to 0, and 10 will reduce from the table of 2 5 times and 00 as it is. So 12,500 will multiply by 1, so 12,500 rupees will be the value of y5. Okay, now we will take the value of y6. So for the y6 we will compare x1 into y1 with respect to x6 into y6. Value of y1 x1 is 1 and y1 is 1 lakh. The value of x6 is 10. This 10 is multiplying by y6. This multiplicative of 10 will go opposite side in the division. so that y6. Upside we have both value in the multiplication, so we can reduce last 0 with the last 0, and we have 10,000 with multiply by 1. It means 10,000 rupees will be the value of y6. Now the last value that we will calculate for the y7. Okay, for y7. Okay, now this can be also compared with x1 into y1 and x7 into y7. x1 is 1, y1 is 1 lakh, x7 is 20 and y7. This 20 which is in the multiplication, it will comes in the division. Okay, is equal to y7. Now 20 can reduce 100 5 times and this 000 as it is, so that the y7 value is 5,000 rupees. And here we completed our question number 2 of exercise 13.2. Hello students, welcome back to maths class. In this video we will see question number 1 and 2 of class 8 of exercise 13.2. This chapter is completely based on the topic direct and inverse proportion. Its introduction we seen in the first video. So let's begin the exercise.